Hello and welcome to the Thursday show, Lights, Camera, Action. Now, hopefully you can't hear it, but in the background at the moment, I've actually got somebody doing some woodworking, and the drill has been going, and I'm going to go live on Amazon. So we're live today on Facebook, YouTube, and Amazon Live, and I'm glad to tell the Be Live team that it worked. Okay, and the Be Live team will know what I mean. Okay, so all the items that you can see on the desktop at the moment are in the carousel, and we are live. That is the Anchor 4-way USB, which is allowing me to have two cameras, two microphones today. It's a very, well, it just makes so many things possible. I'm looking at other alternatives as well, but that's the one that I've been using for the last 6 months, and it does allow me to have two cameras and microphones. The next item you will see is Alexa. This is a version 3. Angelica has got the version 4, and it is live, as you can see. As far as what...
Sorry, I don't know that.
Okay, we found something that she doesn't know. I'm broadcasting today using Wi-Fi and using a TP-Link Deco, which is also down the carousel. And next to that, the Aftershocks headphones, which we'll be looking at during the course of this broadcast. Then here are the TrebLab X3 Pro. And over here, if I click this, you can see that this is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, which we'll be talking about as well. So there's the items that we're going to be talking about. Also, we're talking about the OBSBot camera, which is there, and the tripod, which is there. Everything that you can see in that screenshot. If I go here, I'm going to go here. My studio is not working properly. Just a minute. Let's see if we can get to the bottom of this. Okay, so hopefully in a second you'll be able to see me on screen. Otherwise, this is going to be a very short broadcast. I don't know what I've done to actually cause this. When things go wrong, they do tend to go wrong. I'm just going to see if I can put that full screen. It's not working. The buttons in my studio have stopped responding. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in a minute, theoretically. I am still live. I'm just waiting for the cameras to come back. I'm going to close that and go here. And yes, okay, now, this is one of the joys of live broadcasting. My name's Stephen. I'm live from Wiltshire, England, and this is, if I can get this on screen, Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen. I want to say thank you to Angelica for the photograph. And we're going to talk about webcams, audio gear, microphones, audio gear, live video and Fitbits. And we're broadcasting from Be Live. So let's hide that. And that brings me back onto the screen together with the second camera. One of the joys of live broadcasting is that things never go as expected. And then the situation was that I was live. I know I was live, but buttons in my studio didn't react. So what do? You either say panic or you say, right, okay, I'm just going to refresh my browser. Things will be all right. And they are, because I'm now broadcasting to you live on Amazon Live, and I'm broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube as well as my website from my Be Live studio. Just to let you know where I am here in my Be Live studio. Put that up there. No, up there. No, it's there, top right-hand corner. So I'm broadcasting from BeLive, and during the course of this live broadcast, we'll be using all the facets of BeLive, including be able to play a YouTube video, show captions on screen. Let's start with the captions. I want to say welcome to the broadcast with Stephen, live from England, and this is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen Healey. So we've now got the introductions done, and we're going to start. So, all good. One step at a time, each step in the right direction, and eventually you'll get where you're going. Now we're going to start off with, in the carousel, with the Logitech Brio. Now the thing about Logitech Brio is I've had it for 2 years. I've not had a single problem with it, and you're watching it right now. So can't say fairer than that, can we? I just need to load a piece of software so I can actually demonstrate some of the features of the Brio in about 2 minutes time. So I'm going to talk about it, and then I'm going to show you it, and I'm going to show you the software that can control all your Logitech cameras. And I'm just waiting. Yeah, I think we're okay. We're okay. Are we okay? Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me and that there are no echoes at all. And we've got viewers on Facebook and YouTube, and I'd like to say thank you to Cornelis, thank you, who's popped in from Belgium. Thank you very much. Okay, we're a global show. We've got viewers on Amazon Live, of course, and we've got viewers from around the world on YouTube and Facebook. I mean, I've been doing this for the last 7 years. So if you have any questions about live broadcasting, you're in the right place. Okay, so we're looking at the Logitech Brio. So let's go. Now, because I've got 38 items in the carousel today, I'm going to talk about most of them, but if you want to sort of have a look at the carousel whilst I'm talking, please do. If you click a link, it will take you to the standard Amazon.com page. If there are any discounts on an item, I will tell you as we actually go through it. Okay, so I can tell you that today, the Logitech Brio is $134.99, which is discounted. So there is a discount, and if you click the link in the carousel, you'll find out more about discount. So we're talking about Logitech Brio 4K webcam. Right, okay, now the quality of the picture is determined by the number of pixels that are actually transmitted from my office here in Wiltshire in England over the internet to Amazon Live. Now, Amazon Live has said that you can broadcast us in 720. Now, 720 is DVD quality. The camera is capable of 1080, which is the industry standard. You can broadcast to Twitch and to Twitter in 1080. And then you've got 4K, which is through the roof, really. It's better quality. Now, if you take the Logitech Brio out of its box and you plug it in, it's a standard USB-A connector to your PC or Mac. Your machine will recognize the camera straight away because so many have been sold. And then you can actually go live in 4K. And you can enjoy, you can be ahead of the game, because at the moment we can't broadcast in 4K in a web browser, which is what I'm using, but we can broadcast in 4K if we use OBS, vMix, or XSplit Broadcaster. OBS is the favorite, really, because OBS is free. So you take your camera, plug it in, and then go to OBS, add your camera, set your destination to YouTube, and set your resolution to 4K. And you can then broadcast to YouTube in 4K. What's more, anybody watching you on YouTube can watch you in 4K and watch the replay in 4K. So it is worth doing today. But down the road, what's going to happen is more and more of us will be able to broadcast in higher resolutions. So if you get to grips with it now, you're definitely going to be ahead of the game. And that's why I got the camera. I was curious as to why 4K was important. And today, video, which I just mentioned, and it's got a noise cancelling microphone. Now, noise cancellation is important. As I mentioned at the top of the show, Inter had it. Basically, we're experiencing high temperatures in the UK, and we've got our windows open, and my neighbour's got his windows open, and he is building a bathroom, which means that there's a lot of drilling and banging going on, which I can hear, but you can't hear because of the noise cancelling microphone. I'll give you, for instance, if you're live on Zoom or Facebook or YouTube, Twitter or Twitch, and your dog barks, if you've got a noise cancelling microphone, nobody but you will hear your dog. So it's practical. It's got HD light auto correction. Now, what I have to do for this is obviously, first thing to do is to actually turn the light on so you can see me better now. I'm lit by the Logitech Litra glow light, which is down the carousel. If you want to scroll along, you'll see it. And I'm going to go full screen. Yeah. Okay. If you notice, I've got two cameras. I've switched one of them off. Now, if I take off the light, you can still see me. Okay, I'm not as well lit as I was, but you can still see me. That's the important thing. What's happening is the Brio, which is on top of my BenQ monitor, which is down the carousel, is actually compensating for the fact that I've just switched the light off. So that's why you can still see me. And if I switch the light back on, we don't need, but if you're in a low light situation. Now, it's got a wide field of view. The Brio has a 90-degree field of view like that, which means it can see in an arc like that. Okay, so that's its field of vision. Now that's the widest it can see. You can narrow it, and I'm going to show you how to do that in 2 or 3 minutes time. Just to make the point here, it is 4 times resolution of a typical HD webcam. Not many webcams have got 4K at the moment. An increasing number will do. The adjustment we looked at a moment ago for low light is called right light. And the camera has got 3 fields of view. It's got the 90-degree, it's got the 78, and it's got the 65. Okay, I'm going to put my phone back over here. I'll just switch it back on again. Just a minute. Okay, so my phone is over there, safe in its Lamical stand. And I'm going to take that off screen. And I'm going to explain what all this is about. Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to share some software. If I go here in my BeLive Studio, I can actually share an application. Now, this application is called, no, not, that's the wrong one. I'm sharing the wrong application. Just give me a minute. This is live video, and from time to time, you have your days. Today is one of those days. We've already had a lock, and now we're going live. So let's go to here. That's better. Okay, so I'm going to put this software full screen. It's now in my studio as a screen share, and I'm going to bring it on screen. I'm going to take the logo off. You know I'm broadcasting from BeLive. Take the logo off. I could put me there. Okay, so Stephen Healey. That's me. I'm actually doing this live demonstration on Amazon Live. So that's basically, because you know I'm going to take that off too. It takes a minute to set up. Once it's set up, it's worth it. Just bear with me. And we're now going to appear on screen side by side. I'm going to switch my second camera off. My second camera is an obspot. We're going to see the obspot shortly. So I'm going to hide the obspot for the moment. And I'm going to go side by side. And what you can see now, if I just change the way that the screen looks, so you've got a wide view, because this necessitates a wide view. It's easy to understand if I'm wide. Okay. So let's just look at the software. And using the software, now the software is called Logitech Capture. Okay, go to logitech.com, search for Logitech Capture, download the software, install it on your PC or Mac. It will recognize your Logitech camera straight away, and then you can control it. Now, as you can see, the software, if you look bottom right, is actually controlling my Brio 4K Stream Edition camera, webcam. I can go down using the button there. Just a minute. Down. I can go up. I can go left. And I can go right. So I can control basically how I appear on screen. But you may think, quite possibly, that I'm sat in front of a brick wall, which is a fair assumption. Not a real brick wall because you can see creases in it, but it is nevertheless a brick wall, and at first glance it looks like a brick wall. But that isn't the full picture. The full picture is this. If I zoom out once, if I zoom out twice and go to 90 degrees, this is the full picture. This is what my office broadcasting suite, come what may, looks like. What you have behind me is a T-Link stand with a photography backdrop on it. That way you've got my Samsung all-in-one PC, and this way you've got my library of books, or part of it anyway. I'm not going to tell you how many books I've got, but it's quite a few. Now, this is the camera's default settings. This is what you look like when you get the Bray out of the box, you plug it in, you will look like this, because this is the camera default settings. The only way you can get away from this is by downloading Logitech Capture. Now, Logitech Capture, you bought the camera, the software is free. So basically what I'm saying is, if you buy any Logitech camera, go and get the software, because once you've got the software, I can, with 3 button clicks, 1, 2, 3, I can change totally the way that I look on camera. And if you're on a Zoom call or on Facebook or YouTube, Twitter and Twitch, you can change the way you look on camera. You can have a backdrop, you can have background removal, but the thing is that you can be on screen looking at the camera and be comfortable. You've got headroom, you're in the middle of the screen, which is the place you want to be if you're broadcasting on your own. And it's all because of the software. If you don't have the software, then you will look like this. And this is no magnification, no zoom, and 90-degree view. If I zoom in twice, and go for 78 degrees, then I'm happy. If I go for 65 degrees, it's going to go tighter. I'll show you what I mean. I'm now too big. To me, this is too close to the screen, so I'm going to go back to 78. So through trial and error, you actually discover how to look best on screen, and that's what it's all about. Don't just use the default. Download the software, because the software can, if I go here, in addition to physical movement, you have the ability to change the brightness. Now I'm going to go to extremes here, but you can see I can go bright and I can go dark and I can go somewhere in between. So you can set the brightness to suit yourself. You can set the color to suit yourself. Okay, and you can go sepia if you want, and then go back. All the defaults are 50%. Okay, if you make a mistake, just go back to 50%. So you've got total control of the camera. I just switched auto white balance off. Sometimes you need it, sometimes you don't. Depends on the circumstances. Try it on, try it off. But this is Logitech Capture software. It changes the camera's default settings. You get total control of the camera. And my suggestion is that if you buy any Logitech camera, you actually download the software so that you are in control of your screen presence. Simple as that. Okay, dial back a bit. We said before I went into that section that the 3 presets, 90 degrees, 78 and 65, I've shown you all those. Frames per second. Pixels is the 720, 1080, 4K. Frames per second is the number of frames that are actually being transmitted each second. What's happening is your camera software is taking 90 pictures a second and sending 90 pictures a second over the internet, and they're being reassembled at either end to give the picture. So this is literally moving pictures. That's the technology. The higher the number, 30, 60, 90, then the better the quality. And we're going at 30 frames per second today, broadcasting to you on Amazon Live. It's got a versatile mount. Now, there are 2 ways you can actually mount a camera. One is to actually mount it on top of your monitor, okay? And the second way you can mount a camera is this, okay? And I'm going to hide that. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to come back here, just a minute, and go here. The second way you can mount a camera is on a tripod. And basically all the Logitech cameras can be tripod mounted. The benefit of mounting on a tripod is that you don't have to look up. You can look directly into the camera lens, which is what we're trying to do when we're live broadcasting. When we're broadcasting out, we're trying to look at the camera, and my camera, my Brio camera, is up above me. So if I don't look at the camera and I look down here, then it looks wrong. I need to look up at the camera. Okay, so versatile mounting. The camera itself is 4K, 1080 and 720. So I'm 720, 1080 is everywhere else. The camera was released in February 2017. It's been updated since, but that's the one in the carousel. The software I talked about is Logitech Capture, and we showed you the camera default settings if you don't get the software. Now, as you probably noticed, if I go here and I go down a bit, okay, so we've done the Brio. What I'm going to go on to now is basically your settings. And I need to make one further change. Just a minute. So let me go here and go here. Okay. When you're on camera, you can either show your background as it is, your office or your lounge or wherever you happen to be broadcasting from, or you've got two ways of actually changing things. One is background removal software, which we will be looking at in this broadcast. And the second way is to use a backdrop. Now, thanks to all the photographers around the world, there are thousands of backdrops to choose from on Amazon. And the one that I've chosen is in the carousel. I'm just going to highlight it just for a moment, because if you know what I'm talking about, it's a lot easier. So just give me a second. Somewhere along here. I know it's here somewhere because I put it here earlier today. I've lost it. No, I haven't. Okay. Down in the carousel now is my backdrop. Now, a backdrop is inexpensive. Okay. The one in the carousel is $14.99. And you can get, there are literally thousands of backdrops to choose from. Yeah. I just happen to like brick walls. Yeah. This suits me. This is my style. I'm happy. Couldn't build a wall. Actually, true story. True story. There was a lady broadcaster, a broadcaster who wanted a brick wall as a background. So she asked her husband to build a brick wall behind her, and he did. That's one way of doing it. The easier way to do it is to actually have a photography backdrop, and there are thousands to choose from. Now, you do need some way of suspending the backdrop, and that is the second item in the carousel we're going to look at now, which hopefully I can find over here. I put it over here. Yeah. No, I didn't. Where did, oh, right. Okay. Down in the carousel now is the Emart T-shape stand, which is $39.55, which is 14% off today. $39.55, 14% off. And that's what allows you to actually suspend, sorry, nearly knocked my phone off. It actually allows you to suspend the backdrop, yeah, in your office. Basically, I haven't got enough room for a frame which has two legs, yeah. I wanted a frame which had one central pole. That's what the T-frame is. You've got one central pole and then you've got two poles on top of it. So it is, in fact, a T-frame. Yeah. And the T-frame allows you to take a photography backdrop and have it in your office and suspend it. And if you then move in, and I'm going to zoom in once, twice, and to 78 degrees, it looks like it's a wall. Yeah. So whilst the original, if I go out again, the original looks, well, it looks weird, doesn't it? I mean, let's be fair. It looks like a weird background to have. But when you actually get the Logitech Capture software, which is where we were a few moments ago, and you zoom in once, twice, 78 degrees. So I've just pressed three buttons and now I'm back. And at first glance, okay, at first glance, it looks like I'm in front of a brick wall. Okay. The the bricks are level. Made sure of that. Angelica helped me make sure the bricks were level. Okay. No spirit level, just Angelica. But you can see over that side or that side, yes, probably there's a crease, right? Now, the trick here is when you've got a backdrop, photography backdrop, you take your ironing board, okay, you turn it so that the pattern side is face down, and then with a very low temperature, you actually iron the backdrop. Okay. I'm going to try that this weekend, and I should be back live on air next Monday with either no backdrop, okay, because this is me ironing, or that crease over there will have gone. Okay, so just use a warm iron and you can iron the creases out, and then it will look more convincing then. Yeah, so be prepared to be amazed next week when I have a backdrop with no creases in it. Talking of backdrops, I've got another backdrop here. Just a minute. This is another backdrop, and this has got lots of creases in it, so I'm going to be doing this at the same time. And the beauty of this is that I can hang this backdrop over the top of the wall. Yeah, it will just go. It only takes a few minutes to put up, but the first thing I have to do is iron it. Okay, so if you want to know what Stephen's doing this weekend, he's ironing 2 backdrops. Okay, wish me luck. Wish me luck. Okay, so I'm going to put that back. I know. Yeah. Okay, so that's the photography backdrop, and the tea stand is down in the carousel at the moment. It's the simplest way to actually hang the backdrop is the tea stand, and I've got it behind me. Now, 75% of everything that's in the carousel and more, I actually own and use every day. Backdrop, I use 5 times a week on Amazon Live. The tea thingy, I use that 5 times a week on Amazon Live. So I'm using everything that's down in the carousel. If you've got any questions about items in the carousel, then just ask. Now, just a reminder here, if I go here, no, that's the wrong button. It's definitely not snowing in the UK at the moment. We don't need that until later in the year. It's this I want. Your host today, Stephen Healey, live from England. I'm one of 6 Brits who actually broadcast on Amazon Live. We're talking about live broadcasting. We've looked at Logitech Brio. We're going to be looking at the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra shortly. I want to say a big thank you for actually spending time with me. I do appreciate the fact that you're taking time out of your day to watch me. And if you've got any questions, then please do ask. And if you do ask, theoretically, if I just okay, let's go over here. See, how's that? Just a minute, Nick. Don't go anywhere. How is that for timing? Just let me change the layout here, because that is spooky. Yeah. Because I was just about to talk about, hello, Stephen. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Nick is a good friend, and Nick and I broadcast on Mondays, 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. in the UK, and we have a movie quiz, 10 questions, multiple choice. You can come and help Nick and I find out whether we know the movies. But in addition to that, we both show 5 items for our carousel. But I just got to say, Nick, next time you go into your studio, you're going to find a new destination. Yeah. I'm not going to say any more than that. Well, I'm going to say a bit more than that. You'll find a new destination. And with that new destination, not only can you key in the RTMP URL and the key, yeah, you can actually key in your broadcast URL. So in the case of your messages now, I'm saying, well, good. Okay. I keyed in the link, basically Amazon URL, Amazon Stream Key, Amazon Broadcast. And here we are. It works. So this is the first test. Okay, but you will find it when you next go into your Amazon Studio on BeLive. The thing is that we Nick and I use BeLive, and we've got different studios for different broadcasts. Nick does this is Amazon Live, which is about broadcasting equipment, but Nick also does Keto Nick, which is about keto cooking and keto recipes, and he's got a different set for that. So we love BeLive, I think it's fair to say, and for the very reason that it quite probably is the best way to broadcast. And just a moment, just take a moment. If I go here, just give me a second. It will be worth it. I'm just going to load an image. He said, no, I'm not going to go there. Just a second. I want an image there. Okay. And I'm going to go for an image. And what I can do, if I just change the view here to large icons, okay, is that there we are. I got it first time, Nick. How's that? I'm going to put this on screen when it actually is ready. Okay. If you want to know what Nick looks like, this is the BeLive live stream crew. On your left, you have Daniel Meyer, who's the CEO of BeLive. Next to Daniel is me. Next to me is Grant Saunders. Next to Grant is Mr. Nick Wood. Okay, and then we have Ephraim, Dr. Elul. And we just heard, just a minute. How can I do this? If I take solo off, we just heard, I'm going to hide my second camera and go picture in picture. We just heard, if I go this way around, might be better, Nick, that this live stream crew and BeLive are now Amazon insiders, which gives us the license to broadcast on Amazon Live. And we are a team. Myself, Grant and Nick are from the UK. Daniel is from Israel. And Dr. Elo is from the States. So we are an international broadcasting team. And now as BE.live, we can broadcast on Amazon. And you'll next find us on Amazon next Monday. As far as I know, this is subject to change. But as far as I know, the team will be live on Amazon Live next Monday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. in the UK, 8:30 p.m. in Tel Aviv. And we'll be talking about live streaming. And the way that it works is that myself, Grant, Nick, and Ephraim all bring 2 items to the table, 2 or 3 items, and we talk about them during the broadcast. So we are genuinely talking about kit we use and we are interested in. So if you can join us Monday at 1:30 Eastern, 6:30 in the UK, please do. And you'll see myself and Mr. Nick Wood. Okay, right. Okay, a bit of self-promotion. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching on Amazon Live. Okay, and we've got the comments that are coming on Amazon Live and they've been in my studio. And Nick is saying, I'm waiting for your comment to come in. Nick is saying, yeah, love it. Indeed. Indeed. Now, my neighbor, as I just said, is actually installing the bathroom at the moment. I've got my window open. He's cutting up timber at the moment. You can't hear him because of noise cancellations. When you choose a microphone, make sure it's got noise cancellation, because if the noise that I can hear now was played through onto the live broadcast on Amazon, you just go somewhere else, because the good sound is important. That's why I've got, if I go here, the microphone you're listening to is this one, which is the Elgato Wave 3. I'm just going to try and find it in the carousel. So this is the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. And I'm using noise cancelling software with this, which means that I can hear my neighbor actually sawing a piece of wood. You can't. Now, the Elgato Wave microphone, like all microphones, if I come here, Like all microphones, this is it. This is the Elgato Wave 3 microphone from Elgato. We know Elgato for the Stream Deck. Okay, brilliant piece of kit, allows you to take control of your studio. You're listening to and have been since the start of this broadcast to this. Now, it might sound slightly different at the moment because I have it in my hand, but you should still be able to hear me. And the closer I get to the microphone, the deeper my tones will get, and the louder I'll get as well. So I put the microphone about there. The thing I loved about this microphone, I'm very fortunate in addition to, I'll put it down in a second because I feel silly actually holding a microphone and talking at the same time. I'm very fortunate. I broadcast on Facebook as well, and I do roundtable sessions where I invite 3 or 4 people to join me. And I invited Chris de Boven from Belgium, Rico Glover from the States, and Alec Dorling from Sweden. And yes, Sweden, Alec works for Volvo. And I said, what I want you to do is simple and straightforward. When you join me, come and tell me all about your microphone. And Rico has a headset. So he came and talked about his headset, high-level quality headset, which he uses as his microphone. Chris talked about her Blue Yeti, and which is possibly down at Carousel. Blue Yeti, my partner's Angelica's got a Blue Yeti. But she also talked about the Salamanca Wireless. Yeah. But what really blew my mind was Alec Dorling, and Alec was using the Elgato Wave 3. Now, the thing about microphones, it's all in our personal perception. And I heard the rich tones coming from this microphone. And I heard Alec speak, and I thought, that is a brilliant sound. Yeah. I decided I loved the sound. I loved the depth. I loved the timbre. I loved everything about his voice on that microphone. I thought to myself, it's going on my wish list. And as soon as the broadcast had finished, I put this microphone on my Amazon wish list. I've had it for about 4 or 5 months now, and I love it. And you've been listening to it. Now, as far as the microphone itself is concerned, it's got the gain control on the front. It has on the back. Well, I'll tell you the main features, because actually what I did was I actually wrote them down. Okay, so the Elgato Wave 3 premium USB condenser microphone. So it's a condenser microphone. It's got digital mixer. Now, it does come with software, but the software is a mixer. And the mixer allows you to take 6 sound sources and play them through the microphones. In other words, you can bring different sources into your studio. You can bring Spotify into your studio. You can bring web sound into your studio. You can bring desktop sound into your studio. In other words, this is not just a microphone. With the software, this is a way of getting sound and music into your studio. And I've tried every mixer out there, including the banana one. And I've got to say that the digital mixer from Elgato is just so easy to use. I can use it. If I can use it, you can use it. So it's got the digital mixer. It has a built-in clip guard. You know the plus sound and the S's? It's got a clip guard built in, so you don't need anything extra. Now we come to the only downside of this microphone, because I don't work for Amazon. I'm not doing a paste job. I'm telling you as it is. On top of this microphone there, you will see a capacitive mute. Now, most microphones have a button that you press. If you want to mute yourself, you press the button. With this microphone, and I hope they change this on the Elgato Wave 4, on the top of the microphone, you've got a capacitive mute. What this means is, it's not a button. All I need to do is this and this. The microphone went off then. And the problem with that is, if you're doing a normal broadcast, it's not a problem at all. But if you're doing a demonstration broadcast and your arms are going here, there, and everywhere, you can accidentally switch your microphone off. Now, in normal situations, if I was broadcasting on Facebook or YouTube, then people would say your microphone's off, and And if I broadcast with somebody, they would say your microphone's off. But in the Amazon situation, it's very difficult to know whether your microphone is on or off. I missed it twice. So I've suffered from the capacitive mute twice where my mic's gone off. I've not noticed straight away. Right. Okay. Now the next bit about this microphone, I'm glad I've got written down. I want you to read it with me. It's going to scroll along the bottom. Okay. The Elgato Wave 3 is a condenser capsule with a tight cardioid polar pattern captures speech with precision. And it does. I want you to say that quickly. I'm going to attempt to say that quickly. Will this work? That's the question. So we're going to go around again. You practice once. The Elgato Wave 3 is a condenser capsule with a tight cardioid polar pattern, captures speech with precision. Okay, and hopefully you've heard my speech, precise speech, as we're actually doing that. The microphone itself was released on June 18th, 2020. It's the Elgato Wave 3. Leads me to believe that there may be an Elgato Wave 4 in the pipeline. If you know of anything, let me know. If you've got any questions, please say. But you are listening to Elgato Wave 3. You have been since the beginning of this broadcast. And I just want to say thank you for listening and to give just a short reminder here. Okay, your host is Stephen Healey from England. We're talking about live broadcasting. We've talked about Logitech Brio. I'm going to talk about the Obspot in a moment. Then we'll talk about the Samsung. I want to say a big thank you for watching. I do appreciate you spending part of your day with me. And if you've got any questions about anything in the carousel, please ask. This is a free resource provided by Amazon Live. We're independent broadcasters. There are over 2,000 of us. You know me. You know Nick. You've met Daniel and Grant and Nick again and Ephraim, Dr. ELO. So you're getting to know more and more broadcasters. If you find a broadcaster that you like, then what you can do is follow. Okay. Now, to a broadcaster, I follow about 250 live broadcasters on Amazon Live. I follow people to learn. Everybody's got such different ways of presenting that when I finish my broadcast, I get myself a cup of tea. I'm English, yeah. Get myself a cup of tea, sit down, and I watch live broadcasts and follow people and encourage people. And because I can, and it's a great resource. I mean, there are so many different people from around the globe with different skills. Yeah, you've got cooking, you've got art, you've got you've got woodwork. The drill's going again. If you find somebody you enjoy, follow them, and basically I don't get your details. We don't get your details. What happens is next time we go live, you may get notified. And if you look up above now, you'll see a following tab. You can actually build your own Amazon Live TV channel from the people that you follow, and you will never lose track of your favorite broadcasters. So that's the purpose of the follow button, which is just underneath this screen. To me and to my fellow broadcasters, I'm going to be open and honest here. When our following increases, Amazon are happy. We are happy. Okay, that's the way it works. So the more people follow, the happier Amazon are, and the happier the broadcasters are. Okay, on with the show. So the next item we're going to look at, the last item we looked at was the Elgato, just to remind me as well as you, was the Elgato Wave 3 Premium USB condenser microphone. And it's got a digital mixer, it's got a clip guard, and it's got capacitive mute. And just for the last time, I just want to say this one last time before we move on. It's a condenser capsule with a tight cardioid polar pattern which captures speech with perfection. Whoever wrote that deserves an Oscar. Okay, because that in one sentence actually sums up what the microphone's all about. So we've looked at the Brio, which you're watching now, you're watching me on a Logitech Brio. It's the first item in the carousel. It's on discount today. If you're looking for a camera for yourself or a camera to give as a gift to somebody who broadcasts on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, do consider the Brio. It's the first item in my carousel. Now, the next item in my carousel is something entirely different. If I can find it, just let me cursor back. Okay. Right. Now, we said that I got the Logitech Brio because I was interested in 4K, and I am. And earlier this year, in January, in actual fact, I bought an ObSpot camera. It was the first one that was released. And I'm going to show you the ObSpot difference. I'm going to compare the Brio with the ObSpot at the end of this demonstration. I'm also going to show you the software that controls the ObSpot. The thing about the ObSpot that sort of puts it apart from all other broadcasting cameras is if you think the Brio is either on your monitor or on a tripod, as we saw earlier, and it's got a fixed 90-degree field of view. The first thing you'll notice about the ObSpot, this is the ObSpot. Okay, and this particular ObSpot is on a tripod. It's on a tripod at eye level, and we'll meet it in about 10 minutes time. But basically what you've got is the lens. Then you have a two-axis gimbal. And underneath that, you've got the camera and body. It's a USB-C connector, goes straight into your PC or into, well, you've got to go straight into your PC in order to control the camera. That's something no, you don't. No, right, okay, I'm getting self-confused. So it's on a tripod, and the thing about being on a tripod is that you can lift the tripod up, and that means that you can move the camera about. Okay, now the thing about this camera here is that this camera has 3 fields of view. And with the software, I can go, just by pressing a button, I can go from the desktop out into the garden. So this is our neighbor's garden, and it is live. You just saw a butterfly there. A butterfly flew by. You may also see birds flying by. You can see a gentle breeze. But the camera we're talking about has 4 times zoom. And if I zoom out, you can see that we're actually looking at a view through the office window. And I can then zoom in live. So that's the picture that you can see. Okay, so that's the second setting. And then the third setting is me. Now, just to note, the way I'm working this is I've got 2 cameras and 1 microphone. That's where I'm set it up in the studio. So there's no echo. I'm just using 1 microphone. The microphone on the second camera is muted. So we're going to look at the ObSpot for Tiny 4K. It is, and you're watching the ObSpot Tiny PTZ 4K. Now, it took me a while to say PTZ, not PTZ. I've got to admit that. But now I've cracked it. I'll never say PTZ again, unless you know what I mean. Right, it is a 4K camera. Like the Brio, it's capable of 4K. You can broadcast in 4K to YouTube for free. Just get OBS, add this camera to OBS, set your destination to YouTube, switch the resolution to 4K, and you can broadcast in 4K. It is. Oh, wait a minute. Just a minute. The scrolling's annoying me too. Just a minute. Okay. We've got rid of the scroll now. Okay. ObSpot Tiny, PTZ, pan, tilt, and zoom. Okay, PTZ. It's an AI-powered framing and autofocus. Now, it's giving me headroom automatically. It's very important that you don't sit too close to the camera and that you have headroom. Yeah. And that you're in the center of the screen. Now, what's happening is the ObSpot is automatically putting me in the center of the screen. All I have to do is look at the camera. It is a 4K camera, which means it's 4 times more powerful than 1080 webcams. But there is a difference with the HubSpot. If you imagine a conference table with 6 people around it, and they're giving a broadcast out via Zoom to Facebook, YouTube, whatever, and there's 6 people around the table, do you need 6 cameras or do you need 1 camera? You need 1, and that camera is an HubSpot. And you put it in the center of the table, you nominate 1 person to control the HubSpot, and the HubSpot can go around 140 degrees, around the table, and it can show each speaker on camera as they start talking. In addition to that, the HubSpot is in the center of the table. It's got dual omnidirectional microphones, so it can pick up the voices of everybody at the table. You don't need to do anything. 1 camera, 1 microphone, and you got yourself a 4K video conference cam. And it's down in the carousel now for $269. Now, there's more. It's got auto tracking with a 2-axis gimbal. Now, most cameras have got the 90-degree. On its gimbal, the HubSpot can do 140 degrees. If we just remember, I can go from me to the desktop, from the desktop to the garden. Okay, and I've gone through 140 degrees to actually get those 3 images. Now, your presets you can save and adjust at any time. It's got low light correction. If I turn my light off, which I'm doing now, just a minute. I've got to wait for the software to load. I thought I'd done this earlier. Just a minute. I'm just waiting for some software to load, and we'll be there in a second. I'll be back in a second. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to switch the light off. Now, I've switched the light off. What the camera is doing correction so you can still see me. Now, for me to be comfortable, I need to be lit. So I'm going to switch the Logitech Litra Glow light back on. And the Logitech Litra Glow is by Logitech, and it is down the carousel. It's the first light that Logitech ever made. Now, the HubSpot has magical gestures. Well, they call them magical. Yeah, that's fair. If you want the HubSpot to track you, you put your hand up. If you want the HubSpot to stop tracking you, you put your hand up. So you can control the camera with those 2 gestures: start tracking, finish tracking. You can zoom in and you can zoom out. So just those gestures control the camera. So all you have to be is in the camera's field of view. Just a reminder, it's got dual omnidirectional microphone system with noise reduction. Now, this is not noise cancellation. Noise cancellation is for dog barks, nobody hears it. Noise reduction, it lowers background noise. It doesn't get rid of it entirely. This is why it's a good conference webcam, because you've got 6 people seated around the table. The microphone can hear everybody clearly. It's got the 3 preset positions, which I've shown you a moment ago, and it's got AI tracking. It's got the versatile mounting, and it's the AI tracking. Okay. This bit of the demonstration may not work. No, of course it's going to work. This is HubSpot. Okay, what I'm going to do is go to the software, and I'm going to click 1 button on the software. And you saw, did the wall move for you too? If I move my seat back, okay, I'm still in the center of the camera. The headroom is being adjusted all the time. But if I stand up, then the camera will follow me and it will frame me. So I've got headroom, I'm still in the center of the screen, and the camera is tracking me as I move about the office. And the beauty of this is that it means that I can actually present an item to you standing up. Yeah. Down in the carousel are these. These are Aftershocks headphones. This is the carrying case. And the thing about Aftershocks headphones is that they come in bright blue. Okay. as with everything, if you click link in the carousel, you'll find the aftershocks, click link in the carousel, you can choose your own color. You don't have to have the blue that I've got. I want the blue to actually stand out, because these headphones are ideal for jogging, running, walking, and cycling. Okay, they do not go in your ear, which means you're not going to get irritated by them. They go over your ear. The sound is transmitted through your skull. Is it hi-fi? No, it's not hi-fi, but it is high quality sound, and you can listen to Amazon Music, you can listen to your favorite podcast using these headphones whilst you're on the move. It connects to your mobile phone via Bluetooth. Okay, you'll see this aftershocks as an option on Bluetooth. Just press connect and you're done. You can then pick your favorite playlist and you can play music from Amazon, or what's the other one? Spotify. You can play music through the headphones. Now, the thing about it is, because these headphones are not in your ear, you can still hear and talk to the person next to you. Yeah. You just basically mentally switch off the headphones. You can listen to people. You can hear the traffic all around. You can hear the cyclists coming up behind you. Yeah. Whilst you've got the headphones on. These headphones are waterproof. Now, I live in England. They have to be waterproof. And I can tell you they are, because I've been out in the rain on many occasions wearing these headphones. I've not had a problem. With the headphones, you can take and make phone calls. Okay, if you make a phone call, you can voice dial. Now, obviously, I'm not going to say these features are unique to the headset. It's just that they've been put together in an amazing package with the headphones that I'm wearing now. The other thing is that basically, I forget I'm wearing them. Yeah, they're so lightweight. I can wear them 2 or 3 hours at a time, no irritation. There is nothing in your ear canal, and they're very light. So my vote for my favorite headphones is to the aftershocks, which are down in the carousel somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the phone down. I'm going to take the see how I'm going to put the phone down. You can see how the camera's following me. I'm going to take the aftershocks headphones off. Okay, and I'm going to put the aftershocks back in their carrying case. Okay, charging, straight charging. You charge overnight and it's then ready. No problem with that at all. Recharging is simple and straightforward. Just straight USB-C, no problem. Now, we are a bit closer to my background and you can see how it works. You've got 2 poles along the top joining the upward pole, and then you've got clips which go over the photography backdrop, and it's so simple and easy to do. And I can take my second backdrop and I can pin it over the top of the first. Now the stand and the backdrop are in the carousel. There are literally thousands of backdrops to choose from. If you want to change the way that you look on a Zoom call or on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or Twitch, change your background. It's $50. Today, include the stand and the backdrop together, $50. Great investment in your broadcasting. Now, we're on the Overspot camera. We are talking about the Overspot camera, and I'm about to go here, and I'm going to take it to the desktop. And once we do that, I can sit down. Now, I'm only sitting down for a second, because if I go here, okay, we're back to me and I'm sat down. I can show you the difference between this camera, which is the Overspot 4K. If I go here and here, so this is the Overspot 4K. Also here, and thank you to Daniel and to everybody on the photograph. Now, side by side, you have got the Logitech Brio and the Overspot. Okay, only one of them's got the microphone. That's why this is working well. We've only got one microphone, 2 cameras. But when people ask me what's the difference between Logitech Brio is a great camera. I've had it for 2 years, had no problems with it. It does everything that I want. It broadcasts in 4K to YouTube. It's 1080p, 720p. The Obspot, I've had 4K, I've had for 3 months. It's 4K, it's 1080p, 720p, and it broadcasts to YouTube for free. But the difference between the camera on the left and the camera on the right is this. I'm going to push my chair back. Okay. Now, so far, there is no difference between the two of them. The lighting is different. Okay. One of them is saturated, one's not. And I'm trying to look at two cameras at the same time, and I'm failing. Even though they're only 3 inches apart, I'm failing. So one of the cameras I'm looking directly at, the one I'm not. But the difference between the Obspot and the Brio is this. I'm going to stand up. Okay. And this is the difference. Okay. The Brio hasn't got a clue where I am. The Brio can see the seat. It's got my arm. Hello. But it doesn't know where I am. The Obspot, however, is following my every move. It's recognizing my face. It's putting me in the center of the screen. It's giving me headroom. The Brio hasn't got a clue. It's not designed for this. The Obspot is designed for this. But when people ask me what's the difference between the two, the difference between the two is this. If I stand up in my office and I'm using the Obspot, you can see me, you can see my face. If I'm using the Brio and I stand up, okay, so that's the difference between the two cameras. If anybody asks you what's the difference between the PTZ camera and a static camera, as we call it, the Brio is a static camera, then the difference is that the PTZ camera actually follows you around. And I'm going to sit back down now. So that's it. That's the difference between the two cameras. And that's why I bought my second Obspot, because of the sheer flexibility of the camera. The fact that I can stand up, I can move about. Now, in terms of following people, let's just go back to what I was talking about. If I go here and go down here, wait a minute, I want the Obspot original, my original Obspot. So let's just summarize. It's AI-powered framing and gesture control. The one that's down in the carousel now is the 4K's little brother. Okay, that's the Obspot Tiny, which is a 1080p. So what I'm going to do before your very eyes is I'm going to switch cameras. Okay, so I'm on the Brio, and on the right hand side, I'm going to switch over to the Obspot, the original Obspot. And I'm going to take that off so we don't get confused. Okay, on my right now is the 1080p camera that's down in the carousel. It has dual omnidirectional microphones, a 90-degree field of view, although it's got a twin-axis gimbal, two-axis gimbal. It does have low light correction. It's got AI-powered PTZ. See, I got it right. It's got privacy controls, which I'll show you in a moment. It has a sleep mode. So if you don't use the camera for 5 or 10 minutes, you decide the interval, and it's got 3 preset positions. Okay, so this is camera number 2. This is Obspot number 2. What I'm going to do is go here. And that's not the view I want you to have. I want you to have this view. Okay, this is my BenQ monitor, and we're using now the Obspot that's down in the carousel. This is my monitor. Now, I'm going to come back to a problem in a moment. This is the BenQ monitor. This is my broadcasting studio, which is BeLive. Those are all my assets at the bottom of the screen. I can bring things on and off screen from the staging area down below. I want to switch that light off for a moment because I don't want to annoy anyone. So I'm going to switch the light off whilst we're in this view. Okay, so the light's off. I did that with the software. There is the Obspot 4K camera. There is the Logitech Brio camera, and that is the Logitech Litra Glow light, which I'm going to show you momentarily. Now, you can either mount the camera on the top of your monitor, on the top of the PC or Mac, or you can mount it on a tripod. The camera that I'm about to show you now is the one that is on the tripod. Okay, so this is the OBSWAT Tiny, which is in the carousel, and I've set it up on a tripod. The reason I've done this is simple and straightforward. When you just let me go back a second. When you're sat with the monitor in front of you and your camera is up there, you look at the screen, wouldn't you? But you've actually got to look up at the camera so it works. So it looks like I'm looking at you. So you have to look up. When you put your camera onto a tripod, this tripod is at eye level. Yeah. So all I have to do is to look at the camera. I can ignore everything else around me. Basically, this is so natural. This is a natural way to be. Rather than looking up, you actually look straight ahead. And if you've already got an external camera at the moment, I would suggest just try putting your camera on a tripod. Most cameras have a thread in the bottom, and you can actually attach a tripod to the camera, which means that you can go out and you can broadcast at eye level. I would say that having the camera on a tripod is a more effective way of broadcasting on Zoom. Yeah, because you can look at the people, but you can also look directly at the camera. There's nothing impresses more on a Zoom call than looking directly into the camera. Oh, and having a background, but looking directly into the camera. So do try putting your camera on a tripod. Now, as I say, this is the OBSWAT Tiny, which is down in the carousel. It's on discount today. It is in actual fact, just a minute, just let me check. It is $169, which is 15% off. And it has 3 presets. So it's got me, it's got the monitor, and it's got the chest set. And all I'm doing here is just, you see, going through, there's the chess set. And my move, if you play chess, I'll move the stand a moment. If you play chess, my move is d2 to d4. It is now your move. This chess set is also down the carousel. There's a story behind my version of this chess set. I bought this chess set 20 years ago in Cyprus and brought it back on the plane in the days when you didn't have luggage limits. And I found it on Amazon. I thought, I'm going to put that in my carousel because it's a talking point and it looks good and it looks better. I mean, most of the stuff that's on my desktop is actually black. This adds a bit of color to my broadcasts, and the chess set itself is down in the carousel. Okay, so the 3 presets are me. Look at the camera. On me, the monitor, and the chess set. I can change it from time to time. You can change a preset at any time. You can adjust it. So those are the 2 OBSWATs. The OBSWAT 1080 down in the carousel at the moment, $169. It's got everything I showed you, but it's 2 times zoom. I don't want to do that. It's 2 times zoom, and it's 1080. Whereas the 4K camera is 4K and 4 times zoom. That's the difference. Both are PTZ. Both have AI tracking. Both have a lens. If I will show you probably tomorrow. I'm live again at 11 a.m. tomorrow. And I will show you basically more about the OBSWAT. But we've done a fair, insightful view into the way that OBSWAT works and the difference between an OBSWAT and a static camera like the Brio or the Logitech, or the Elgato face cam. You've got static cameras and you've got PTZ cameras. For the price, these PTZ cameras are excellent value for what they do. They do far more than your average camera, but they cost more. Okay, let's come back to me. Okay, just a reminder, and we're back on the Logitech Brio camera, and I need to take its title off, but that's confirmed. Also now can switch the light back on so that you can see me more clearly. Okay, Thank you for watching live. Thank you. I do appreciate you spending your time with me. I'm based in Wiltshire in England, and if you think of Stonehenge, Stonehenge is about 30 minutes away. Salisbury Cathedral is 30 minutes away. Avebury Stone Circle is 30 minutes away. So we're in the centre of Wiltshire, which is a beautiful county in the heart. Well, no, it's in the south of England, about 93 miles away from London. And I've been here now just over 10 years with my partner Angelica, and I just so enjoy. We went out. The thing is that we're in the countryside. I mean, our town has a population of 23,000. So it means that if we go in any one of the four directions, we can just in 5 minutes be outside the urban area and in the countryside. And we went yesterday to the scene of a battle between the Roundheads and the Cavaliers. Okay, the Civil War in England, and it was fought on Roundway Hill, which is about half an hour from where we are. Everything's half an hour away. And the Roundheads fought the Cavaliers, and one of the cannonballs actually hit St James's Church, which I'll show you part of in a minute. But we went up there for a walk around. It is basically a preserved and maintained woodland, and we just walked through there, and then we walked around the farms, and we did 2 miles, and then as a reward, we went to Subway and had the special of the day at Subway. Yes, we do have Subways in England. Okay. Whilst I'm at it, I just want to do this, is to change my studio slightly. What we're going to do is I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go here. Down in the carousel now is, just a minute, let me find it. The next item in the carousel is the Samsung Galaxy S22 mobile phone, which is the flagship mobile phone. Now, I hope you want to hear about this phone because it's my pride and joy. It is a high quality phone, and I bought it basically because my old phone was 5 years old. And also, I mean, it was a Samsung. The only thing that's wrong with it is that time had caught up with it. Okay, so I decided this time I would actually go and get the flagship phone. So the phone we're going to talk about is the Samsung Galaxy S22. I just want to make a change. Just give me a second here. And I'm going to make a change and go, no, I made a wrong turn. Just a second. I'm going to go here. Right, so we're talking about Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra smartphone. It's here. Okay. I just want to make one change. Whilst you're looking at the phone, just a minute. Okay. This is my page on Facebook. Whilst you're looking at that, I just want to make one alteration to my setup because I want to show you something else in a moment and I need to be ready for it. Okay, so I'm back. Okay, I think I'm back. Yes, I'm back. Okay, this is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra smartphone. It's the 22 model to 2022. It has features which are amazing, which I'm going to show you. Now, I could obviously talk about this phone, but what I'm going to do in a few moments is I'm going to show you some images taken with the phone, and I'm going to show you an 8K video shot with the phone. So I'm actually going to show you what this phone can do. So stick around for a few minutes and you'll see what the phone is capable of. It's got 256 gig of RAM. It has an 8K camera and 8K video. 8K camera, 8K video. It's got the brightest display that Samsung ever had. Now, I was sat out in the sunlight earlier, and the display actually allowed me to read it. The thing about most mobile cameras is that when you scroll through, just a minute, when you scroll, and notice how fast the scroll is, when you scroll through, you can't actually read it because the sunlight is in your way. With this basic display, then it's clear as a bell. Now, do you remember Do you remember the Galaxy Note? The Galaxy Note used to have one of these. The S Pen. The S Pen is back. Okay. And with the S Pen, just give me a second. Well, it might be more than a second, but just give me. You can actually write on your phone. Sometimes it's legible, sometimes it's not. Now, the thing about this is there are 7 different apps on the phone that you can actually use for writing. The other thing is that the S Pen has air gestures. So if you set up the camera on the phone, then you don't have to press the button on the phone. You can use an air gesture to actually take the shot. The camera and the phone, when I say camera, I mean phone. When I say phone, I mean camera. Got me? Right. It's got a long battery life. If you charge this overnight, then it's good for the next 30 hours. Just to reiterate, it's got 8K super steady video. Now, it is 8K. Okay, and I just need to go here, and I want to get rid of that and come back to there, and go here, and go, yeah, I'm where I want to be. It's got 8K super steady video. So it shoots in 8K, and it's got a built-in stabilizer. There's a stabilizer in the phone, so it is steady when you're taking images and doing video. If you dial it down from 8K to 1080, it will go into super steady mode. And super steady mode, well, it's just so stable. Because the thing about when you're taking a video with your phone is that even though you don't know it, your phone is going up and down because you're stepping, you're striding, and your gait is such that the phone will naturally go up and down as you go up and down. Even if you think you're walking on the flat, you're not. You're going up and down. So having a stabilizer in there is great. The phone itself can do nightography, and I'm going to show you an example of that when we come to the samples that I've done with this. So I'm going to show you a video, and I'm going to show you photographs. On the back is a 108 megapixel camera, which is the best that Samsung have ever had. And it's just, well, seeing's believing. Give me a moment. We've talked about the adaptive color contrast according to the light, and we said it's got a long lasting battery with charging. Now, fast charging, you need a brick, you need a charger, but it does work. It's got the embedded S Pen. Now, the thing I love about this is that I've taken the S Pen out. If I go and take the phone out of the office and leave the S Pen behind, I get a very polite message on my phone saying, "Have you left your S Pen behind?" I think that's genius and very useful to me. The phone is unlocked by Samsung, so you can go to your favorite carrier, you can get your SIM cards, and you can put them into the phone. It's dual SIM, okay? So you can have 2 phone numbers in the same phone with separate texts and separate phone calls, and you can designate and switch between which SIM card you're actually using. Physically, this phone, I just want to put the S Pen back, putting the S Pen back. This phone is 6.8 inches deep. Okay, it's got a WQHD screen and it's an edge screen, so the screen goes around the edge. And as we mentioned earlier, it's got an adaptive refresh rate. Now, as far as recharging is concerned, it's 5,000 milliamps, 45-watt charging, or you can do wireless charging, which is slower because that's only 15 watts, and you can also do wireless power share. The rear camera is 108 megapixels. There's also a 3 times zoom and a 10 times zoom there, and the nightography lens. On the front, you have a 40 megapixel camera. Okay. The phone was released on February 9th, 2022. And that's why I'm so pleased to have this model, because it's the current model. It's the Samsung flagship. Now, I mentioned earlier that I've actually shot a video with this. So what I'm going to do now, if I can find it, just a minute, I've got to be able to find it. Oh, it's there. Okay, what I'm going to do now I'm just going to go picture in picture. If I go take it off full screen, hide that camera, and now go picture in picture. Okay. And what I'm going to do, if I go here, can I possibly, he said, I don't know whether I can or not. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you the video. I'm going to play you 2 minutes of the video. We have a 4-minute limit on Amazon Live. I'm going to play you a 2-minute video. I'll be back in 2 minutes. This is, just a minute. This is the Quartz Garden in Wiltshire. And I will explain in the video, but basically this is a formerly an industrial estate that's been basically, well, I'm not going to say any more. This used to be a factory. I'm going to switch my mic off and I will be back in 2. We're at the Quartz Garden and just had lunch. And the thing about the Quartz Garden is it's a beautiful place to actually stroll around and just enjoy the gardens. So I'm just going to walk around, and I am using my Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra and my new DJI OM5 gimbal. I've got the internal microphone on the Samsung, so no external mic. I'll try an external mic next time, but it's just so beautiful today. It's about 28 degrees, and I'm just going to try something here, because if I do this, I should be able to change the view. Okay, that's not what I wanted. I'm going to come down again. It's actually stuck, isn't it? Wait a minute. Let's adjust this. This is just a trial. Okay, so I'm going to go like that, or like that, or like that. I've got to be able to see what's on the screen, so I can see what's on the screen. And I'm just wondering how steady this is. This is better than actually holding the phone. It's a lot easier to actually grip the gimbal than it is to actually grip the phone. So this is a win. But there's so many things this gimbal can do, and I really haven't learned half of them. But let's look at the borders. And there are people here today. Car park was full, but I don't think everybody actually came over here. But there's just flowers here in full bloom. We are at the beginning of August, first week in August. And the grounds here are just absolutely stunning. Now, the other thing that's important this year is that I've got my new eyes, which means that this year I can actually see clearly where I'm going. That's the entrance over there. I hope you can still hear me. You may have heard an echo on that video, for which my apologies. I just noticed that in my haste to play the video, I didn't actually adjust the sound. These things happen in centre trials. I'll check it on the replay. I normally try to switch the sound off. What I do want to do, though, is go back to the phone. And if I go here and here, then the other thing I want to show you is this. Okay, I'm just waiting for it to catch up. Right. Just let me go here and here and here. And you'll notice that this broadcast that you're watching now on Amazon Live is actually live on Facebook as well. Now, the beauty of that is that you can now see the quality of the display. Now, there is a delay between Facebook and Amazon because they're different ways of broadcasting. But you can see the quality of the display, which I think is pretty darn good. Yeah. So the display on the Samsung. Yeah. And that the phone at the moment is on 4G. and it's picking up the Facebook signal and it's playing the video. So that is, just with one exception. Just a minute, I just need to change something. How can I? Right, I need to put the phone that way up. I get rid of that now because I'm not going to play another video. I use this so that I put the video on here so that not only can I, when I play a video, sometimes I lose sound. So I didn't this time, which is good. Okay, so finish off with this. Just, it is, I think we've gone through every feature of the Samsung Galaxy S22. We're showing you the video. I can show you just quickly, as you here, I can actually show you these. And I'm going to go picture in picture for this. So I'm going to be here whilst I'm talking about this. I can hide that now, and I can go off solo, and I can go picture in picture and press this button. Okay, and I'm going to go through here to the beginning. All right, so this is photographs taken with the Samsung Galaxy S22. Okay, now all the photographs are 8K. So we went to Birdland, which is in the UK. It's in the Cotswolds in the UK, and it's a wildfowl sanctuary and zoo. And you can see there the flamingos. And I managed to get closer. I managed to zoom in, and this is a closer picture of the flamingos. Now, I am not the world's best photographer, but I'm just, well, I'm happy, very happy with the images that I've taken with the phone. So we've got the flamingos, and next one we had penguins. Again, I was about 30 foot away and I zoomed in. Next photograph, oh, this is a special photograph to me. This is my partner, Angelica, and behind her you can see the flamingos, and this too was taken at Birdland. So please do meet my partner, Angelica. And then we've got a wildflower garden, and it started like this, and then it went like this. And again, the quality of the photograph, the ability to zoom in, the colors, the brightness of the colors. This is the Crammer, and behind it's a man-made pond in Devizes. We get Canadian geese, we get mallard ducks, we get swans, we get pigeons, all congregate at this man-made pond. And the tree on the left-hand side, behind that, you might be just able to make out our church, which is St. James's Church. I'll try and point it out, but I can't. So those are just a few of the photographs taken with the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra 8K. Now, I can't do them justice. I would love to show you photographs in 8K. I can't. Okay, just for a minute, just bear with me a minute. If I zoom in on this 8K photograph, we've got the cars on the left, we've got the no parking, then we've got the goods outside the shop. If I zoom in, if I zoom in, I can see people standing right at the top of the picture. I can see their faces. It's just incredible, 8K photography. Oh, sorry. One final one. This is nightography with the Samsung Galaxy. It looks like it's daylight or close to, with some photos that some people have done. But this was 11 o'clock at night. This is our patio, and I couldn't see anything. The camera, however, saw what you can see there. Okay, so 8K. Let's just rewind. Okay, Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, 256 gig or 512 gig. Got the brightest display Samsung ever done. It's got the S Pen. It's got a long battery life. It does shoot 8K super steady video. You've just seen nightography. On the back is 108 megapixel and a 3 times and 10 times zoom. It's got adaptive color contrast. Okay, it's got a long-lasting battery, and as we said, it's got the embedded S Pen. It is 6.8 inches tall, and it's got a WQHD screen. Now, one of the things, what's the first thing you do when you buy a new phone? When you buy a new phone, the first thing that you do, yeah? Okay, I'm just trying to find it because I want to show it to you. Just a minute, I'm going to go this way. Just a minute. I need to, I've reworked things in my carousel and now I can't find anything. Just give me a second. I do want to talk about this though. It's got to be in the carousel. If I don't find it, then I'll talk about something else. But hopefully, I kind of lost it. How can you lose something in a carousel? Oh, I found it. Okay. Right. Down in the carousel amount is the Nilkin case. The first thing you do when you buy a new phone is you go and get a case for it. Now, the case that's down in the carousel was made specifically for the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. Now, Nilkin their specialism is phone cases. They make phone cases for every single conceivable model, but this is just specifically for the S22. If you click the link in the carousel, you'll find more cases. What I love about this case is the following. First of all, it has strengthened corners. The four corners have been strengthened. The second thing, on the back, it has a lens cover. Yeah, I'm going to do something now. Just a minute. This is a bit. Just a minute. Don't go anywhere. Is that better? On the back, switch the light on. On the back, it has a lens cover. It's been molded to the shape of the phone, which means that I can take the S Pen out through the case. Yeah. Now, this is true of everyone that they do. So I'm being told to write here, but I'm not going to do that. So the case down the carousel is the one that I found. The other thing is that it is patterned, so it's not going to slip out of your hand. Okay, let's put the phone back, and the phone actually lives here. No, not outside. The phone lives here. If I go here and here. Okay, this is where the phone lives. That's it. So there's the phone in its Lamicall stand. Now, I'm going to show you the Lamicall stand. If I go over here, and it is, yes, that's the tablet stand, which I've also got. I've got several Lamicall products. Here, holding the phone, is the Lamicall stand. Now, it's down in the carousel. The Lamicall stand here, let's bring it here, shall we? I can always put the phone back afterwards. The Lamicall stand, this is it. If I move back slightly, you can actually see it. It comes in 3 bits. It's easy to assemble, and then you can change the angle and you can change the height of the stand. And the thing I love about Lamicall stands is the design. This is a tablet stand, which is also down the carousel. This is the phone stand. The phone stand takes larger phones. So take my S22, it will take the iPhone 12, 13, it will take the S21. So it's designed for larger phones. It is stylish. I mean, they're both classic styles and so simplistic. Yeah. It's got everything you need, but it doesn't have things you don't need. They're so functional. Yeah. You can put this stand down, as I'm going to now. I'm going to put both stands down. And if I go here, put the stand down, and I can just put the phone back on the stand, and that's it. Okay. And I can put the other stand over here. One of the things that happens when I'm doing a live broadcast like this is my office becomes, well, it's not as organized as when I start a show, everything is in its place. You are when you start doing something, you tidy everything up. And I tidied everything up so everything would be in the right place. So I knew where to find it. So if I wanted to talk about the lapel microphone, I could just put my hand out, the lapel microphone's there. If I want to show you the box for the lapel microphone, I can do that. Okay. Down the carousel is the PowerDewise lapel microphone. Let's just zip along to it. Just a second. Bear with me a second. Okay. If I go here, it's got to be here somewhere because I put it here earlier. I know I've said that before, but it's true. I'm going to have to sort out my carousel, aren't I? I mean, let's be honest about this. I should have everything in the right order that I'm going to talk about it. But the thing is, I flicked from one item to another and right. Okay. I found it. It's on my iPad. You can see it. It's down. Thank you for watching live on Amazon Live. It's down at the bottom. It is this. And this is, well, I suppose you say this is a pearl microphone, but it's more than that. This is words can change lives, record them perfectly. And that's what it's all about. You want to record your voice perfectly. Now, he said, getting comfortable again. I use this microphone with my mobile phone to get good quality sound. I've got the videos that I shoot with my mobile phone are actually on YouTube. And my visits to Stonehenge, my visits to Avebury, my visits to Salisbury are all on YouTube and people come and watch them, which is brilliant. But in order for people to watch them, I have to have good sound. And I get good sound by actually using a lapel microphone. This is the lapel microphone, and you can see it's got the cover on it and it's got a crocodile clip. How does it work? Basically, you take the crocodile clip and you fasten it onto your clothing, and in 2 seconds, you've got the crocodile clip. Now, the beauty of a lapel microphone is that you are the sound absorber. If you're wearing a lapel microphone, the first sound that's going to be heard is your voice. Everything else is around you. The microphone is closer than close can be, and it will pick up your every word. Now, what I normally do is to just plug the microphone into the audio socket on the phone. Now, with my old phone, this was not a problem because it had a sound socket and I could just plug this in. With my wonderful Samsung Galaxy S22, which is down in the carousel, there is no audio socket on this phone, which means that I cannot plug in my favorite lapel microphone that I've had for 2 years. Just doesn't fit. I've got a choice. I can get a wireless microphone. I could use the internal microphone, and it's quite good, but it's not as good as an external lapel microphone. External power microphone has a deeper bass and it does cut out quite a lot of the noises around. Down in the carousel, you will find this widget. This widget allows me to plug in my favorite lapel microphone into my Samsung Galaxy. Now, if you've got a phone which doesn't have a sound socket, just put your sound socket into there, and then you're left with a USB-C cable, and you just plug the USB-C cable into your phone. He said, don't do a lab demonstration, you'll get your legs locked. Just a minute. You plug it in like that, and the lapel microphone is upside down. Hang on a minute, something is upside down. Second. Right. The lapel microphone is now plugged in to the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, and the act of doing that cuts out the internal microphone, and the microphone that will be used now until I take that out is my lapel microphone. And the lapel microphone is better than the internal microphone. It just is. The other thing is that this lapel microphone is not just for mobile. Okay, if you make instructional videos, I'm a Udemy instructor. I've been teaching on Udemy for the last 5 years. I teach people how to go live like I'm doing today. And when I joined Udemy 5 years ago, they said, we want good sound. I mean, if you go to Udemy, it's the largest online course seller in the world. And you buy a course and it's yours for life. Yeah, so you can buy a course on learning French, learning German, learning Italian, or you can buy a course on electronics, or you can buy a course on judo. You can buy a course on any topic, and you pay your $50 to Udemy, and you've got the course for life. But the thing that you expect is that the video is going to be good quality, and it will be, because we've got the C920X, we've got the Brio, we've got decent cameras now. But then they said, if you want to teach, you've got to have a good sound. And if you want to have good sound, you've got two choices. You can either soundproof your office, or you can buy a lapel microphone. Now, all my Udemy courses have been made using the lapel microphone. It cuts out any echo. It cuts out any sound problems. I did not soundproof my office. I paid $35 for a microphone, and this is ideal for recording courses, and it passes Udemy's stringent quality controls. So this microphone, brilliant. Now, the final thing is that you can use this on your PC or Mac as your first external microphone. You can pay $35, improve the sound quality, so you're not spending more dollars on an external microphone. External microphones come with cameras, the Brio, with the OBSPOT, but also you could use one of these. So that's the lapel microphone. I've got it all back together, so I'm going to put it back in its case. Again, what I'm trying to do, be honest, is to actually tidy up as I'm going along. And the next thing I want to show you is this over here. And thank you for watching live. I do appreciate it. Your host is Stephen from England. That's me. We're talking about live broadcasting. We've looked at Logitech Brio, which you're looking at now. It's down in the carousel. We've talked about the Samsung S22 mobile. I've shown video tape with the S22. I've shown photos tape with the S22. And then my next point is, I do want to say thank you for watching. I do appreciate you spending part of your day with me. I always enjoy coming on Amazon Live. It's a totally different experience from broadcasting anywhere else. And it's a special experience. And if you make a comment like Nick did earlier, then I can show your comments on screen. Nick is a fellow broadcaster. And just so you know, let's just put this on twice. Nick is part of, I'm going to hide that. Nick is part of the live stream crew at Be Live, which includes Daniel Meyer, the CEO, myself, Grant Saunders, Nick Wood, and Ephraim, Dr. ELO from the States. And we are the live stream crew. We will be live on Monday on Amazon at 1:30 Eastern, 6:30. The way it works is that the four of us on the right, we bring items that we own and we talk about them. So the thing is, I always learn something, because Grant and Nick and Ephraim bring items I know nothing about. So it's a learning experience for me. It's a fascinating show, because you're not just getting one host, you're getting five. And basically, we're talking about things which we enjoy using and about which we're knowledgeable. So that's the live stream crew, live on Monday. Make a date in your diary, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30. I'm back again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. in the UK. And I'll have different things to show you, different stories to tell. And I just enjoy being here. I want to say a big thank you to everybody who joined me today. And I can see that there are people arriving still. So if you've got any questions, I mean, the thing about this is a free resource from Amazon Live. Okay, it doesn't cost you a cent to actually watch these videos. There are over 2,000 Amazon Live broadcasters. We have been vetted by Amazon, so that Amazon are happy for us to broadcast on their website. So this broadcast is taking place on Amazon.com, and we've been checked out. We proved that we know what we're talking about. We proved that we actually enjoy doing this. So we are independent. If there is a problem with anything down the carousel, I will tell you. If there's a feature which I couldn't live without, I will tell you, but I will give you an honest opinion of the items in the carousel. Now, I've been broadcasting live for the last 7 years, since before Facebook Live. And if you've got any questions about live broadcasting, please do ask. If you've got any questions about items in the carousel, ask. If you've got questions about items not in the carousel, please ask. The thing that you can do, okay, is that if you wish, I'm trying to get something going in the studio. If you're enjoying any broadcast, not just my broadcast, but if you're watching Amazon Live broadcast and you enjoy the broadcast, please do follow the broadcaster. I follow about 250 broadcasters on Amazon Live. I'm learning. I'm continually learning how to do this, because there's more than one way to actually broadcast on Amazon Live. And I love, there are so many people, it's so vibrant and in your face. And yeah, I mean, have you seen Monty Weaver? Okay. Or David Utechpia? They're amazing broadcasters. I'm in awe of some of the broadcasters on this beautiful site from Amazon. I want to say thank you to Amazon. I want to say thank you to you. Enjoy the rest of your day, because I know you're 5 hours behind me. I'm going out, it's the evening now, so I'm going to go and get a cup of tea, because it's England and we can't live without our tea. Thank you for watching live. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I hope to see you again soon. I'm live again tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now. Bye.